Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Doodle Robot, and today I'm going to just do kind of a color along, talk about my thinking on the Johanna Basford World of Flowers Beetle page that I turned into the Beatles page because I'm super clever like that. Just kidding. It was kind of obvious. World of Flowers. So, and while I'm going to discuss some of my color picking thoughts here on this page, but once I'm to coloring, and I'll just be doing some block coloring here, which I thought would be a good background for the Would You Rather tag, which I know I'm like a year late to the party, but recently, and by recently I mean a few months ago, so I think I know who did it, but I want to say it was Ever. I could be totally wrong, but it's not on her channel anymore. And there's only a month of videos on her channel, so I don't know, maybe she had a channel like refresh or something, but I could be wrong. Maybe it wasn't Ever. I can't find. She gave credit to Michaela at Michaela Ray for inspiring her to do it, and Michaela got it from Kirsty Color and Sketch, whose channel is still up, but I don't think she's with us anymore. She's not making YouTube videos. Come back, Kirsty. We miss you. We love you. I hope everything's okay. So yeah, it comes by way of all of those people. And I really should have written down, because this was several months ago. Yes, I'm just getting around to it. That I saw it on somebody's channel. So, we'll do that once I get into coloring. But let's talk about, sometimes people like to hear about how people approach a page. So, and I approach a page in different ways. Sometimes it's because I want to acrylic paint. Maybe I want to do an acrylic paint background. And I'll look for a page that's going to be easy to do that on. Or sometimes I'll just be inspired by a page and I'll know the colors I want to use and the materials, and I'll just do that. Here, in Johanna Basford's books, I look for pages that I can alter and, you know, where an idea jumps out immediately. And of course, I'm having a bug moment for some reason. I really like bugs. But I saw the 4 Beatles and I'm like, oh, that would be so cool as the Beatles. So, not a big jump there. And so then, you know, I let it roll around in my little hamster cage for a while until I can think of something. And sometimes things come and sometimes they don't. I had drawn on something else besides this, and then I erased it and started over, which happens sometimes. So, and I have a video about me inking this so you can see it come to life right before your eyes. My inspiration was lava lamps, and I wanted to have kind of a pattern on pattern play. So in the very background, we've got like this wavy pattern, and then in the middle ground, we've got the lava lamp inspired movement things, which I wanted to do yellow and orange, but couldn't. And then in the foreground, we have the Beatles. So when I drew this, I was envisioning the lava lamps, because I had a good reference photo that I found of lava lamp art online that was in the yellow-orange family that I wanted to do. But that idea got wrecked because I put, you know, I then later had, it's like, oh, we have to have some imagery from the Beatles songs. I have the sun here and the yellow submarine, both of which are yellow. And I want to do the yellow submarine similar to the album art. So similar colors. And we have strawberries. So these are kind of, these 3 things are dictating what color my lava flowy things are going to be. So I still wanted to use, it's very 60s inspired, so I want to use bright poppy colors. And I definitely wanted to use yellows and oranges somewhere, so the only place I could really use those, with maybe the exception of the bugs, but I didn't want to do them there. I think I want to use heavy black and maybe some other colors in the bugs. I had wanted to do them blue and black, but I've had to change my strategy because all because of the sun and the submarine. So, such is life. So I have, for the background, the wavy things in the background, I've got, I'm shooting from a different side. It's not going to focus. PC 916, that's my favorite, my pencils of choice, Prismacolor Canary Yellow. I'm going to start out with my itty bitty baby Prisma Canary Yellow. We still can use it. It's very small, but we still can. We have a pencil extender for that. And I like this pencil sharpener. I just sharpened it, but I can sharpen my Prismacolors until they're very small with this pencil sharpener. So I like that pencil sharpener. I have Spanish Orange, PC 1003, Yellowed Orange, mine's cracking a little bit, PC 1002, that happened in the summer when the humidity came, and Orange, PC 918. And I did a test. Oh, maybe it's just orange. Maybe orange colors beautifully, but on this paper, I don't remember it even coloring this well on in the last Magical Jungle. But I picked these. They have kind of equal hops between each color. I'm thinking of a step value scale, which we do when you take art classes. You do step value scales, and in your step value scales, one hop should always be equal to the next hop. You shouldn't have, like, usually the problem comes in white to the first color of gray. Usually there's a huge hop on student work. And then down here at towards the end of the value scale, it gets all crunched up. So I was aiming for equal hops. There's also continuous value scales, which we all know. That's when you blend seamlessly one color into a next color, or one value into the next value into the next value of a color. So you can either blend colors or just one color, different values. So that's my thinking here. I had also wanted to start with yellow and go to orange on the page here. But that didn't work because, again, the yellow submarine. So I have to go from orange to yellow, which is okay because that... So in going from the dark to the light, it's going to pull the eye this way towards the center, which is good. But my little lava flowy things were also pulling the eyes this way. So I wanted to have the opposite effect, where the orange would be pulling the eye out this way and thus competing with the lava flows. But that didn't work out because of the yellow submarine. Anyways, I want the yellow submarine there. So he's already there. He's stuck there. So that's what we're going with. So I'm going to color with those pencils. Oh, I lost baby Prismacolor. Where did baby go? Oh, there we go. We lost baby. Okay. All right. So while I'm coloring, it's going to be very hard for me. Just have to multitask and think about stuff here. I will be, and you'll see how slow I color. Of course, it will be much more slow than usual because I'll be multitasking here. And I'm going to try to figure out, bear with me, I'm not the techiest person on the planet here, how to get, I'm going to have to turn this light off so I don't cast too much of a shadow. And gosh, you'd think it looks so dark. Arrange my lights here, hopefully so everybody can see. Really hope this goes well. All right, and I'm going to try to get you in and tilted here as close as I can. Okay, we're off like a herd of turtles. All right, got my water. All right, let's attempt to color. So I already did the orange, as you can see here from before. Hopefully you're not blurry or anything. And I'm not shooting this one in, what was it, like time lapse or fast motion or something. All right, so I'm going to use, I've already done orange, so I'm going to use yellowed orange here. Just sharpening my pencil. Oh, I forgot my paper towels. Hold on. 1 second. All right, we use the paper towel so we don't get our people oils all over our pictures. In case you care about that. If you don't, that's fine too. No worries. Learned that in art college. It's mostly, I think, for watercolors. And if you're going to use chalk pastels, your fingerprints will show. I'm not sure that you're going to wreck a Prismacolor with that. Although I do know that on one of my first pages I did, the lady in the back of the nice little town book, I've showed her. I got my fingerprints all over the black acrylic paint in that, so now I use paper towels. So I also don't like the feel, personally, like the feel of the Prismacolor under my skin. So anyways, all right, so we're going to go from orange to yellow orange to Spanish orange, and then yellow is going to be right in the center, which is really going to highlight the Beatles focal point there, I guess, and all these other little focal points. Okay, so finally, on to would you rather. First question is, would you rather color the same coloring book for the rest of your life or use the same medium for the rest of your life? Well, definitely, I would rather use the same medium. I'd rather use Prismacolor pencils and have many, many coloring books. Of course, having said that, if Prismacolor were like my medium of choice for forever, I would not be able to purchase any CreateSpace books because Prismacolors do not work well on those books. Unless you leave all the white spaces, but I don't like the white spaces. So I like a nice smooth color. I can't see anything that's happening in the camera, so hopefully this is going okay. All right, next question. Would you rather color a page full of leaves or color a wallpaper style page? Well, definitely the wallpaper style page, I guess. Although not by much. Of course, it depends on the wallpaper page. Some wallpaper pages actually look kind of interesting. But it'd have to be one of those, I guess. Otherwise, I feel like I have to kind of jazz it. Well, you guys know, I change stuff around, I alter things. Otherwise, I would have to alter it. But I mean, I guess I could alter either of those pages and then make it work for me. Which I did in Johanna Basford's Magical Jungle, the Elusive Owl Illusion. That was basically a page of leaves and a few flowers. And that did make it much more exciting to color. So I guess in that instance, if I'm allowed to alter stuff, it really doesn't matter. Number 3. Would you rather color skin or fur? Well, I guess I had to pick fur because, not because I want to do fur and all those little hatching motions, but I generally have gravitated toward not people in my coloring books, but more animals and other subject matters. I don't like just a big face in the middle of a coloring book. I don't know. That's just not my cup of tea right now. I could change in the future because, I mean, already my choices in what I want to color have changed from just, I'm almost at my colorversary, people, from just almost a year of coloring. So right now I guess I'd pick fur, not because I know how to do fur. I don't really know how to do fur or people. I haven't yet practiced that. Kind of on my list of things to do there still, to try and conquer and figure out how to do those things. I know I teach art, but I'm still learning all these different subject matters and all these different mediums that you use in color book and the coloring book paper. I'm right there with you beginning. Okay, what are we on? Number 4. Would you rather color a double page spread in a Kirby Rosanis book or a double page spread in a Clara Markova book? Well, I guess I'm going to have to pick Kirby because I don't own any of the Clara Markova books. Not that I don't want to own a Clara Markova books, it's just, I think they're around $30 a book, And then it's something like 20 to 20, depending on what site you get it at, $20 to $25, maybe even $30 to have it shipped to you. I'm sorry, but $50 to $60 for a coloring book, that's, no. No, I don't think so. I don't understand why she can't just, like, I think she's the one who prints them off. I don't know. And maybe she's already tried this. I don't know. But why can't she just, like, print off several thousand of them and send them to Amazon? And, I mean, you'd think it would be somewhat cheaper if you did that. I don't know. But anyways, I think Clara Markova is a very talented lady. But since I can't really get her books, I guess I can't really have them, so. And I mean, not to say that I can't afford that, it just seems like, I don't know, a ridiculous amount to spend on a coloring book. I also forgot my brush, so let me go get my brush. I'll be right back. Don't go away! My little art table is very near to the kitchen where I'm filming. Yes, I can kind of cook and do art at the same time, color at the same time. All right, had to sharpen again. I sharpen my Prismacolors a freakish amount. Yes, that is money down the sharpener, but I like a sharp point. Number 5, would you rather color grayscale or line art? Well, right now I don't really I think I have like one grayscale book, sort of. And then I have the Mouse Guard, which is not really grayscale so much as like there's a heavy blackness to the page. It's like it's either black or white, which is cool. That could be interesting. And I haven't gravitated towards any of them. But I'm sure, you know, once I figure it out, I won't really care. But right now, I'm mostly line art. I like to be able to put my shadows where I think put my dark spots where I think they're going to be. On the other hand, if you don't want to be messing with dark spots and they've already shaded it for you, if you use one pencil, it's going to look like it's shaded. And probably the results that you get from that would be, with very little effort, would be nice, I would think. But right now I haven't really, if I see it's grayscale, I haven't really purchased it. Although Kirby seems to have a lot of grayscale in his book, or some, which gives you a hint on where to put the shadows, because some of his things are very complicated, and that could help a little. So I don't know. In the end, it probably won't matter. I just haven't gravitated towards them at this point in time. All right, number 6. Would you rather color a page by Mystic Art Mirrors or Christine Caron? I don't know if I said her name right. I don't have either of those people's books. Although I was at Colorfully Optimistic's live thing today. I tried to win one, but I didn't. But it's okay. Mostly, I don't have either of their books. I think both of those artists have big heads in the page with a little design on the heads, and that just doesn't appeal to me right now. It may later. I may evolve into liking stuff like that, but right now I'm not there. And I don't know if it's because I don't really care for skin, or I don't really know how to do skin. I think it's just not a subject matter that appeals to me. Like once in a while would be fine. But a whole book of it, I don't know, that gets old really fast. So, let's see, what are we on? Number 7. Would you rather color in silence or color with background noise? That is an easy one. I am a single tasker person. So I would definitely rather color in silence. I refer to, on my other channel that I have, kind of about minimalism and Buddhism and Taoism and stuff like that. It's just barely getting off the ground. I talk about my coloring space, my art desk, as my meditation space. And so if I'm single tasking, and even doing something super simple like this, where I'm just block coloring, it's very much a meditative experience. And I'm probably preaching to the choir here, because you probably all have very similar experiences as well to that. So I like it quiet. I know there's a lot of colorists out there that like to watch YouTube videos while they're coloring, but I'm busy all day for like 9-10 hours a day. And by the time I get home, I'm ready for that peace and quiet. That's really sharp. That's going to break. But I'm ready for that peace and quiet. And, you know, I just need to single task on something and relax. All right. Number 8. Would you rather color with a mix of mediums and brands, or stick to one medium and one brand? I guess even though I generally like the Prismacolors the best, and if I just had to stick to the one brand, I would, but I like having the option of other things. I like having the option to acrylic paint a background, because sometimes doing a whole background with your Prismacolor, that can really, you know, wreak havoc with your carpal tunnel there. I mean, gosh, on this Joanna Basford page, it's so smooth, but, you know, other pages are not necessarily this smooth. And when you start blending colors, it's much more effort than just a block coloring situation like I'm doing right here. So I do like to have the option. And although I didn't utilize it at first, I really like the white gel pen, you know, putting highlights in with a white gel pen, or even putting embellishments on with gel pens and Posca pens and stuff like that. So I like having that option. Do you see how slow I color? I'm like the slowest slowpoke there is. Okay, I think we'll go way over here. All right, what number are we on? Number 9, would you rather use a white gel pen or a white Posca pen? Well, whatever one is going to be best for whatever I'm doing. So like in some situations, that's not really a question I can answer. In some situations, a white Posca pen is going to be better, and in some other situations, the white gel pen is going to be better. So I'm going to use the whichever is, you know, easiest for whatever I need it for. That's not really something I could answer. I guess if you're talking about ease of use, maybe the white gel pen is slightly easier if it's not clogged. Just slightly. It has the edge there, but otherwise that's almost impossible to answer. It's going to depend on the situation. Number 10. Would you rather color in the morning or color at night? Well, I'm not a morning person, so I guess at night. I missed my calling as a vampire. However, you know, like when it's summertime and I'm not working, I won't get up straight away and start coloring. I'll lollygag a little bit, like I'll have breakfast at whatever time I wake up. The morning to me might be noon in the summertime. Yikes. I sharpened it too much, pencil breaking. But I might, you know, have a leisurely breakfast, watch an episode of a TV show that I'm working on, which I don't have internet at my house, so I watch TV shows on DVDs that I buy. I live in the middle of nowhere, in a dead zone, pretty much. So I'll watch an episode or half of an episode. In the summer, I'm likely to watch the whole episode. Right now, when I sit down to eat something, I'll watch half of an episode and then I'll get up and color or do the dishes or something. I can't sit there very long and do that. So, and then I might finally get around to coloring a little before I hop in the shower or something. It just depends. The summer's very relaxed and I could do whatever I want. I could color all day off and on. However, with job and all that sort of thing, it's only going to be at night. And then a very tiny amount of time because there's just not that much time to do it. Okay. Number 11. Would you rather color a page using a YouTube tutorial or color a page using a tutorial from a book, for example, The Color a Special Effects book by Helen Elliston? I guess it doesn't really matter. YouTube is just so much easier, so probably YouTube, and I don't own those books. And I've checked my local library in the middle of nowhere for any books about coloring, and there are none. So, for me, just based on location, and I'm not going to probably buy those books, unless they go on sale or something. I've seen them, they're kind of expensive. I'm probably just going to use the ease of a YouTube video, because it's right there at your fingertips. I mean, you don't even have to look at a table of contents, just type in what you want, it pops up. So for ease, I guess I'd vote for YouTube, but I could learn the skill either way. There's also trial and error. Sometimes you just have to do that. Okay, what are we on? Number 12. Would you rather color food or glass? Well, food sounds kind of interesting. I don't have a lot of books with food in them. Mostly because most of the books I see are all about sweets. I don't even eat sugar. So, I mean, I'm not that crazy about sweets, but you know, a nice hamburger with lots of fixings on it. I would color that, you know, up really close up, maybe with french fries and some kind of drink or something. I'd be interested in coloring something like that. Glass is fine. I've colored a little bit of it. I still have to learn how to do it better. I don't know. If it's glass on a spaceship, I'm down for that. I did that already. Came out okay. I mean, I could work on my technique a bit, but it wasn't like humongous in the picture that I did it in. Alright, so I guess food wins there. Let's see, number 13. Would you rather color in Jasmine Beckett Griffith books or Jade Summer books? Well, I think I own one Jade Summer book. Sorry, switching position here. And I don't own a Jasmine Beckett Griffith book. I do like the look of one of them, although, again, it's kind of like, although at least she has backgrounds in her books, like her people are usually in a setting, which helps a great deal in my mind. I don't like people just floating in the air. I guess I'd have to pick, I don't know. And Jade Summer has 1 million books out, and I only own one, so maybe I'm not drawn to her stuff. I guess I'd pick Jasmine Beckett Griffith. I don't know. It's a tie, maybe. Maybe it's a tie. I don't know. So anyways, that's a definitive answer for that one. Would you rather color a color by number book or a mandala book? Well, I can't abide the color by numbers. Although I do understand why people do them. Much for the same reason I'm doing block coloring right here. Sometimes I just need that escape. Like, this is all I can muster today. block coloring. So I get why they get them. But I don't know. I have no desire to do one. Although, if I were going to do a color by number, I would pick, oh, what's his name? Like George, is it George Tufexis? I don't know if I'm saying it right. He seems like he has like more advanced, detailed block or color by number books. I don't know. Speaking about stuff I don't know about. And I'm not a huge mandala fan either, so these are two like things that I don't really care about, but I guess I'd pick the mandala. Although it's got to be an exciting mandala. It can't be a boring mandala. Anyways, I don't even know how to describe an exciting mandala. Doesn't have too much mandala-y stuff on it, which is super descriptive. Okay. Anyway. But people, don't be offended. If you like color by numbers or mandalas, you go. You do you. Do whatever appeals to you. I'm not the coloring book police. Enjoy yourself and your hobby, whatever that may be. Okay. Would you rather use watercolors forever or alcohol markers forever? Oh, wow. These questions are hard. Oh, gosh. Okay, so watercolors have great versatility. More so, I think, than alcohol markers. I mean, because it's much easier to blend with a watercolor. I can't really use watercolor very effectively yet, although I want to. But, I'm trying in coloring books, which is not probably the ideal place to try to master watercolor. I think but I do like the look of the alcohol markers in some people's work. In a lot of people's work, I don't. But I guess just for versatility, I'd probably have to pick watercolors. Although I like both the mediums. I'm not good at either of the mediums yet. But I don't know. These are super hard questions. All right, that was 15. Oh, there's 22 questions. Would you rather color a Christmas page in June or color an Easter page in December? Oh, now that's a good question. Because I tried so hard. And I've given up. I've just thrown it out the window. I was trying to do like the other colorists who were doing, I couldn't get into autumn because I live in the desert and it was still summertime, and where everybody else is autumn, it was still like super hot here. So missed autumn completely. So I don't pick my pictures seasonally. I pick my pictures based on different criteria, I think, than other people, perhaps. I mean, I tried to do the Halloween thing at Halloween. I tried to do the winter thing at winter. And I was very much forcing them. I have to pick a page that's inspiring to me in that moment of time. And so I've decided that I'm just throwing out the seasons. I'm not going to be a seasonal colorer. I'm going to do Easter when I want to do Easter. I'm going to do winter when I want to do winter. I'm going to do, whatever other seasons there are whenever I want to do them. So, having said in regards to page number 16, Christmas page in June or an Easter page in December, yeah, I do either of those things at either of those times. It's when it calls to me and I'm inspired to color that thing. Because I'm not doing the season stuff anymore. I don't think I've told anybody that, but that's a decision that I've made for 2022. Some of my goals are just to leave that whole thing behind. When I want to color an Alan Robert page, I'm just going to color it. I'm not waiting till Halloween rolls around. He's got too many books for that, and they're just too cool. I'm just going to do them whenever. Same thing with like my 50 Halloween mandala books, which is an awesome mandala book, by the way. It's not very mandala-y. I'm going to do that whenever I feel like it, because those are just they're so adorable. So, yes, I would do either one of those things in those months, because I don't care. It's the same thing for, oh, somebody has this long list, and it was such a good idea, too. I really liked it. I printed it out. I threw it away because it wasn't working for me. They have this long list that goes from like April to April or something. I can't remember who did it. I'm so sorry. And I would look at the list and it had lots of good ideas and prompts to do. But every time I would get that list out, I would just get so tired. Like, number one, I couldn't decide on a prompt. Number two, it's like, I have to look through all my books. I just couldn't, the list thing didn't work for me. I know it works for a lot of people. And I love to watch those videos of people who did the list. Or I love Olga Rani's channel where she has her prompt every week. I can't finish a piece in a week. It's too fast for me. But I love to watch them. It just I don't know. For some reason, my brain just doesn't do that for some strange, bizarre reason. So anyways, yeah, I would color either of those things in any month, whatever. It doesn't matter. I like the seasonal things. I just may not be doing them in the season, so people are just going to have to deal with it. Would you rather color on Create Space paper or tan-toned paper? Huh. I've never colored on tan-toned paper, but if it's nicer than Create Space paper, I guess I would like it. I mean, you do have to deal with the tan issue, which might take a little bit of getting used to, but I think it, you know, if it's smooth color like this paper is right here in this Johanna Basford book, I'd take that over Create Space paper. You know, I'm not going to stop buying Create Space books because of the paper, though. I'm just going to, because it's too many good artists to support out there. And I don't want to buy a whole printer and stuff for my house and print PDF books. And no, I don't want to go down that road. I like them bound in a nice little book. So I'm going to deal with the Create Space paper. But yeah, tan tone paper would be fine, I would imagine, if it was smooth and nice to color on. All right, number 18. Would you rather color with Prismacolor Premier pencils or Arteza pencils? Well, that's a slam dunk for Prismacolor. They are my favorite pencil. I love the blendability, the smushiness, the softness. I love everything about them. Which brings me to a question for my peeps out there. I've been stalking Polychromos. And people say, give me your advice in the comments. People say they're a hard pencil, they're a layering pencil. Okay, yes. They're currently on Amazon, and somebody today told me not to buy them on Amazon. They might be fakes, so I don't know. For like $34 for a 24 pack, just to test them out. Which makes them about $1.42 a pencil, which is a smoking deal. And I wanted to try them because everybody raves about them. And I mean, I can layer. I went to art school. I know how to layer. So I'm like, do you think I would hate them? Do you think I would like them? Based on my love of Prismacolor. I don't know. What do you think? Can you offer any advice? Is my question. And if you can, put it in the comments and let me know what you think. So, anyways, I've never used an Arteza pencil. I can't even say, but I would pick Prismacolor because I already love Prismacolor. All right, next color. We're going to switch to Spanish Orange now. Number 19. Would you rather color a background or color the main image first? Oh, well, that's easy because 9 times out of 10, I'll do the background first. That's just the way you're taught to do it in art school. It also eliminates a lot of problems of having colored everything in the foreground and middle ground first. And then students have this problem all the time. They come up to me and they're like, Miss Robot, I don't know, I've used all the colors in the pencil box, I don't know what to do the background. Like, you gotta think of how you're gonna get your focal point to pop out. So it's easiest if you're gonna do the background first. Although, you know, it doesn't work all the time. There was my Alan Robert page where all I wanted to do was the brick wall on the page. And I did a light brick wall because light brick walls are better than dark brick walls. You know, everybody knows this, right? So, that's just personal opinion. And I had planned on doing there were like bony animals in front of the brick wall. But I had planned on doing the bony animals in like a glow-in-the-dark bones, which would have popped on the light brick wall that I did. But then that didn't work, and so I ended up having to do them bony colored. Had to go over it and redo it. Bony colored, and so my focal point didn't pop on the, half of the focal point didn't pop on the brick wall. So, you know, it doesn't always work, but I think it eliminates a lot of problems. I'm sure there's, you know, half the people out there would say the opposite thing. They want to do the foreground first. The foreground is the most exciting thing. So I should always do the background first. Oh, sorry, I kicked the cabinet. I'm going to have to delete my name out there because I said it, so sorry about that. There'll be some kind of bleep in there. All right. Let's see here. Would you rather use Neocolor 2 or Derwent Inktense? Well, I only have Neocolor 2, so that's kind of what I'm stuck with. I haven't purchased the Derwent Inktense yet. I want to, I think. I'm having trouble deciding between, maybe I should just get both, I don't know. I think I would like the Derwent Inktense because they're permanent. But maybe I want to get some kind of watercolor pencil. I don't know which to do. I'm still working on accumulating all my little toys to play with on the coloring book pages. So I haven't got the Inktense yet or watercolor pencils, mostly because I'm still trying to figure out how to use watercolor. I don't know if watercolor pencils would even make a difference. And I'm slow to do it because I kind of want to figure out the stuff that I have that I don't use a lot, like the Neocolor 2s. And the gel crayons that I've purchased. I'm just super slow, and I kind of want to master one thing before I buy a next thing. Although at my rate, that could be, you know, 10 years down the road. So I guess I'd have to go with Neo 2 since I own them, and I don't own the Inktense yet. Maybe I should purchase the Inktense instead of the Polychromos because I already have 4 sets of colored pencils. I probably don't need any more colored pencils. I really, you know, 85% of the time I'm going to use the Prismacolor. So the other 3 pencils, the Crayolas, are mostly for Create Space paper. The other 2 pencils I bought out of curiosity. And I kind of regret it. Although there are lots of different colors that are not in the other color pencils that I have. But still, it's like, I don't really like them. I'll use them up, but I don't think I'm going to repurchase them. Unless I find paper that they work super awesomely on, then maybe. Okay. 21. Would you rather rip a page out of a book that has gone wrong or preserve and rescue the page? Oh, these are some good questions. I would rather try to preserve and rescue the page. Just because I think that in doing the preserve and rescue, you're going to up your skills, artistically speaking, because you're going to have to do some mental gymnastics to try to figure out how to get out of your little pickle that you made yourself there. And that's going to stretch your artistic brain. It may or may not work, but I think it's better to make the attempt. Although you do have to you have to be able to kind of divorce yourself from what you wanted to happen and didn't, that outcome, that unfavorable outcome that happened. Some people can't do that. Sometimes you're just too attached to what you wanted to kind of see what might be in front of you, what opportunities might be in front of you. When doing art, I tell my students this all the time, you have to keep your mind flexible. You can have an outcome in mind, but you have to be fluid because sometimes the work of art takes on a life of its own. And I wish I were always zen about it, but we have we have my failure, the Snow Queen page in that mythographic book that I hate. I plowed through and finished it. It was going badly, so I just kind of tried a whole bunch of things that I wouldn't have normally tried because I'm like, it's going badly. We can't mess it up anymore. We may as well try some of these things that I haven't tried before. Didn't help, but the experience will move you forward. I mean, good experience and bad experience both move you forward. So I think there's great value in trying to save a piece. Trying to do, maybe you have to black out a whole bunch of stuff to do so. That would work. I just recently did that on a page. I didn't like the picture was going okay. I just didn't like the too much tiny details, and so I just blacked out a whole bunch of it, and then it greatly improved, in my opinion. So I think you should try to save it. Now, worst case scenario, maybe you can't save it. I think it's okay to turn a page into a test page. Maybe it just went so horribly wrong. Then it has value as a test page too. And that's kind of what I mean by finish it. I'm on a finishing kick, though, especially in coloring books, because the things are so small. The images are so small, even in the bigger coloring books. I probably had, 50 or 60 of my previous life artist stuff as an abstract expressionist painter, big mural-sized paintings. I probably had 50 or 60 of those that were incomplete. And so now, since these are so small, my goal is to finish them. They either get finished, which is the main goal, or they're going to get turned into a test page. And I'm going to throw all kinds of stuff and practice different things and do that. So I don't want to leave pages unfinished. They may take a long time to finish, that's okay. But I want to finish them. Because for me, and there may be people who don't have this problem, probably lots of people who don't have this problem. The unfinished pages take up space in my mind and my creativity. Like, I haven't finished that page. I need to go back and finish that page. So I'm still thinking about one page while trying to move on to another page. Which once you reach a saturation level, then you can't really do anything because you have all these old pages that are taking up that space. If that makes sense. Hopefully that does. All right, what are we on? 22, and then a bonus question. Would you rather color in a hardback book or a softback book? Well, I like the luxuriousness of the hardback books, but I don't really care, I guess. I mean, if given a choice, if it costs the same either way to buy a hardback or a softback, I'd probably pick all of my books to be hardback. Just because that's a little more luxurious feeling to me. Which is odd because I'm not usually into luxurious things. I'm more of a matter-of-fact person. But it just seems like spinning the book around and coloring in it, it's going to go through a lot of wear and tear, and softback is not going to survive as well as a hardback book. So I guess I'd pick that, but in reality, it really doesn't matter to me. Whatever works. It's easier to move if you have softback books. When you're ready to move your whole house at some point, they're lighter slightly. When you add all of them up, they're going to be lighter. All right, bonus question. Who's your favorite artist? I think they mean who's my favorite illustrator, because my artist would be different. And Hannah Carlson is awesome. Joanna Basford is awesome. Kirby Rosan's is awesome. I really, really like Tomislav Tomic. Rita Berman is awesome. I don't think I've spent enough time with all of them yet to have a favorite, because not only the artwork, the illustrations come into play, it's also the quality of the paper, and your feeling towards a book sometimes. So sometimes I had a bad experience. I don't know, I already don't like the mythographics because of the hidden objects, although I hear they're getting rid of those. And then I had a bad experience in a mythographic, so I'm very down on the mythographic series right now. Plus, one of the things I didn't like about coloring in the mythographic was all the teeny tiny spaces. And I'm looking at those, and they have such a complicated image, which is a really awesome image. Don't get me wrong, they're nice images. But to try to get something tiny enough to reach into the tiny little space to color it is nearly impossible. So, you know, that plays into it. Those things play into it. And I may really like, you know, and I had some great successes in the Joanna Basford, The Magical Jungle. And that made me really, I didn't really like Joanna Basford. I mean, she wasn't like a top favorite until I had some good experiences in her book. So that plays into kind of your decision-making skills. Now, a book I haven't colored in yet, but I really like the artwork is Tomislav Tomic, which one? The one with more pictures in it. I don't remember what it's called. Not that I could say it if I did. It starts with a D. That one. I really like that book. That might be my favorite book, but I haven't colored in it. I haven't felt how the paper works. And so I really fell in love with Lulu Mayo once I put Prismacolor to her paper, and the Prismacolors just glided over the paper. You know, same with the old CreateSpace paper. I'm sorry, Creative Haven paper. So that plays into those things. But I have a lot of favorites right now. I don't think my goal is to color one in every book, and I'm still working on that goal. It's going to be another year probably to get one in every book that I own. So might have to ask me that question again in a few years, because I haven't gone back and like done 2 or 3 or 4 in different books. So I'm basically reaching, I'm flitting from one thing to another, but I mean, there are some that I definitely want to come back to, but being that I haven't been able to do that, I can't really pick. So that was kind of a long answer for that. That is the end of our Would You Rather questions. And so I'm doing this super late. Super late. I could tag people, but I don't really like tagging people, because then you can only pick a few people, and I feel like you could tell I'm a teacher. I feel like other people might get their feelings hurt or something. So I just tag everybody if you want to do this so late in the game. Like myself. Let me turn on my light here. So here's what we got done at my super slow snail pace while I was talking. Let's see here where we are. I think it will look pretty cool. I don't have you backed out enough, do I? All right, so that's about it for today. I'm going to continue coloring, and then I'll probably do another sped up video with me maybe doing the lava blob things. So, I'll see you when I see you. I thank you for stopping by. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it may be. Live long and prosper. Bye-bye.